Hello, TIs. Hello. This video is titled Detoxing from the Monkey See, Monkey Do phenomenon. So basically, when you're going through life, data units, everything you see is a data unit, and these data units affect you subconsciously. So basically, you're going to see things which would lead to you parking yourselves. People might not deliberately be trying to induce illness and sickness in you, but you have to watch for the things that you do. Um, yeah, so basically, um, I see it everywhere, even in recorded media. If you look at TV, especially live programs, people are naturally like that. There's people out there who you catch scratching, scratching themselves, yeah, and because you're seeing that, eventually you're gonna start doing it, yeah. So basically, this video is about detoxing yourself from habits you would have picked up from just interacting with people, from just being out in public. Yeah, there's things you're gonna do that will convey and amplify uh, um, certain diseases, which we're not allowed to mention because we'll get blocked and shit like that. But basically, it's about at the end of every day. Especially if you're from a Christian background, you'll know this already. At the end of every day, you pray. So at the end of every day, um, you wash your hands, obviously, but you avoid doing things which would lead to you infecting yourself. Like a while ago, I had this habit of scratching my eye. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I looked at myself. Just look at yourself in situ for like 5, 10, 20, even half an hour. Yeah. And everything you do, yeah, subconsciously, yeah, look at it. People love scratching themselves, and this is how you spread this disease, and you just detox yourself from it. So this video is for everyone who's a targeted individual, because obviously we believe in these things, and that's why we stay safe. The fighting method for a targeted individual is to actually not be confrontational, because you're fighting an entire system. Yeah, what you have to do is just take preventative measures. Yeah, and that's the way we fight. Yeah, stop yourself from taking to dumbass reasoning, and stop yourself from doing dumb shit things. Yeah, so I was watching the news earlier today. These guys, it's like, um, I don't know if it's malice or ignorance, so I'll call it malignorance. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing it deliberately or if just the way they are, but they were scratching themselves all over the place. And I'm like, if people see this, they're going to start to repeat that action, and that would lead to an increase in certain infections. Yeah. Um, when I was going through that, I ended up just doing that all the time, and my eye started to get inflamed. Yeah, and I'd started on my lip now. So my lip started getting inflamed. So basically, you could just look at yourself in the mirror for half an hour, and whenever you see yourself scratching yourself, look at it and just basically just know you're doing it and start to undo it. Yeah. So like, if I am scratching myself, I will actually undo that. So I'm going to look back at this video and actually try to undo some of the things which I think I'm going to pick up as I'm out there communicating with people. Yeah. And you can have people inducing things like coughing into you, things like sneezing into you. It's like, uh, these are things that uh, they prey on our nature. They prey on our nature. Yeah, monkey see, monkey do. That's your nature. Your consciousness is designed to experience the world a certain way. Yeah, and you can even look at it scientifically. You're designed to look at this world um, in a certain way. If you looked at it different, the world would be different. So in my previous stream, I asked, what is the most fundamental property? And I think today I got the answer. The most fundamental property is the Almighty. Because if we look at it this way, um, when you don't know, when you're not concerned with understanding or looking at nature, you still exist. The only thing that you know exists when you don't, when you're not aware of creation, is yourself. But then to understand how you came to be, you have to start being aware of creation. So before you start being aware of creation, you're fundamental, yeah, to creation, because creation is only you. So before everything else starts to come into being, you have to come into being. So before creation comes, there's got to be consciousness. Sup, yo, next level, sup, man. Yeah, this is a TI advice for how we do with the monkey see, monkey do situation, and how that can help stop the spread of these certain things that are happening right now that we're not allowed to mention. But I'm just gonna tiptoe around it. Yeah. So basically, it's um, there's just habits that we have. So I'm just trying to detox myself from it. And you just have to watch this video after you've watched any TV program out there. This is what I mean by people talking to you through the television. I don't mean that they can actually talk to you individually. They talk to you through the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon. It's a conversation they're having with you. Yeah. And it's not necessarily their fault. It could be something that they've been programmed to do, or it could be something that they've picked up naturally from the same situation. It perpetuates itself. It's like a snake eating its own fucking tail. Yeah. Um, all right. Excellent. 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 Yeah. So basically, we just have to learn to detox ourselves at the end of every day. You go out on street, you run around you do your errands, you do your business, but at the end of the day, just spend half an hour in the mirror, just looking. And you being the way you are, you can't sit still for half an hour without doing something. As soon as you do something, you look at it. If it's something that you think would lead to you being uh, for example, being sick in some way, then you detox it. You need to see yourself stopping that action. Yeah, yeah, like rubbing my nose. I need to stop that. So I'm gonna do that all the way through this video just to detox myself and detox anyone who's watching this, because I was watching the news today and I saw um, there's kind of planned glitches, yeah, in the in the TV program. That's why I told you in one of my earlier streams, do not watch anything that is live at this present moment in time, because they'll be talking to you through your television. When I say talking to you, I mean through the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon, which you know is real. Yeah, these stupid fuckers were scratching themselves all over the place, and the TV will accidentally glitch when somebody's scratching themselves. It's like they're telling you to do it. Yeah, that's what I mean by talking to you. It's not talking to you as in somebody is talking to you direct. No, it's talking through that phenomenon, trying to get you to take to a habit, to take to doing things which would lead to the spread of things, of certain diseases. So I'm just trying to detox people from that. So I found myself doing stuff that I've noticed that I need to actually start to stop doing now. Yeah. So I made this video and I'll be watching it every day, at the end of every day, at the beginning of every day. Yeah. And when you feel the sensation to scratch yourself, I just felt the sensation to scratch my left ear. Um, why do you need to scratch it? Yeah. Sorry, my right ear. Why do you need to scratch it? And now you feel that sensation. Yeah. What causes that sensation to come to you now? Yeah. These are things you have to consider. Yeah. So you get zapped. These microwave guns they use. They just, you could get zapped so that you could feel a sensation to scratch yourself. Yeah, and then you get all the infection and you scratch it on yourself. Yeah, so you have to have a give and take, a trade-off. Yeah, you compromise your comfort for your health. Yeah, I feel comfortable scratching that, but I won't, because obviously I don't want to rub anything on my hands onto myself. Yeah, and also the way I'm carrying myself, I keep rubbing my hands on my clothing. Yeah, I keep rubbing my arms and my hands on my clothing. So I can't really do that because I've been rubbing on my clothing, my hands. So I'll be actually spreading the. When you're out there, people will be sneezing everywhere, and you'll be walking through that, and it will be collecting onto your clothes. So if I've been doing this all day, I can hardly do that. So I can't even use my hands, and I can't use my arms my arms, sorry, and my hands either. Yeah. So this is just about detoxing yourself. So um, you need to actually spot the behavior and undo it, and then watch yourself undoing it, because when you watch yourself undoing it, you will learn not to do it. And then you start to notice all these different sensations, like a little pain that comes, and you're prompted to scratch it. When that pain that comes, that's the microwave zapping. Yeah, yeah. Currently, there's two vans outside, and they're parked in formation. Yeah, and the room is unusually hot. Yeah, so I'm sure there are microwaves being zapped into here. But I'm not going to panic and run around like some chimp. I'm just I have a different meditation that affects, let's just say it affects electromagnetic based devices. So, like my experimental data set, you could see that when I do my meditation, it does affect the timer of my electromagnetic device, which is my computer, and it actually stops that device. So, the aim would be to neutralize their devices with our minds, because if it's going to be quantum computing that dominates the world, quantum computing works in a way that is easier for our minds to fight. Yeah. uh, yeah, I am talking. I'm talking with my hands a lot. So basically, oh, I just felt another sensation which I will not scratch. Yeah, I should actually stop doing that actually as well. Yeah, thank you for that. Blessed. Yeah, and highly favored. Thank you for that. Yeah, so it would be like the Japanese. They, if you look at their numbers through this crisis, the numbers are very low. Yeah, because they are people who normally talk with their hands to their side. They don't like sudden movements, hand movements, because they consider that to be perpetration, you know. Yeah, and they're right. So that's why you see their figures look like that, and in the West, our figures look like that. Yeah. So this is just a self-help video to actually reduce the spread of this stupidness that we got at the moment. Yeah. So it's just my I don't and I'm gonna try not to move my hands a lot, but that's something, yeah, that I have also picked up. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I try and remove that through this video. Yeah, so basically, the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon is what normally develops something that could be easily solved. Yeah, and makes it become a major problem. Yeah, so I'm feeling that need to. It's like a little sharp, prickly pain. Yeah, that I need to scratch, but I try not to scratch it. Yeah, and if you don't scratch it for a long time, it actually goes away. Yeah, so well, it's gone away now. Yeah, so they'll periodically zap you with those things. Just like from time to time, they'll just zap you. Yeah, and you feel that pain. So I was feeling it on this side. Yeah, now I'm feeling it on that side. Yeah, so they just try different ways to get you to scratch yourself. And then when you watch live television, you have all the presenters scratching themselves in all kinds of ways. After watching a live TV program, you need to go and look at yourself for, I would say, half an hour to an hour, and just undo all of that. Just undo all of it. Um, yeah, I need to, yeah, just undo everything that you've learned for the day that is not constructive. There's nothing nothing good can come of you scratching yourself. You're just gonna spread disease. Yeah, that's how you get conjunctivitis. That's how you get hay fever. People get. I had one person who had hay fever, and she told, and she said, and I said to her, look, you know that if you stop scratching your eyes, yeah, those symptoms will go away, right? And she says, but I can't help it. I said, how can you not help it? That's like somebody who's really, really big eating food, and then they reach a point where they're gonna, where eating more will kill them, and they're like, I can't help it. Of course you can. You put your health before your comfort, before your need to feel gratified. Yeah, that's why those are the seven deadly sins. You could actually kill yourself with your need to enjoy yourself. We have to go through discomfort. Yeah, to get a higher payoff. The payoff is that you have a good health and a long life. So you take on discomfort so that you can live longer and have a healthier life. Yeah, it will be a life that will have short periods of discomfort, but in the long run, it will be a pleasant life. So now I have to detox myself from the need to scratch myself. And when you're in transition, you don't notice it. So when you're moving, good evening, Jody. Yeah, when you're moving from thought to thought, somebody can actually zap you with a microwave weapon, and you feel a little prickly pinch, and you scratch it subconsciously. But yeah, if you watch yourself for a long time through the mirror, yeah, you can actually pick this up. Yeah, you can actually sit there and feel these sensations all over the place. Like I said before, they'll try different locations on your body. Yeah, like right now, forgive my hands, there is one there, and they try that, I think, 3 or 4 times. Then they move to one here. Yeah, then they try that 2 or 3 times. Then they move to one here. Yeah, but because I've noticed the way I'm scratching myself, yeah, uh, um, I'm now kind of um, normalizing myself, and my subconsciousness has learned to accept that um, those prickly pin um, sensations are going to happen. And I've also accepted that they're not going to stop doing it. And I've also accepted that I'm going to have to fight it. And I've also accepted it. I'm going to have to fight it with Christ, which is not to confront them, moving my hands again, not to confront them, but to treat yourself afterwards, to detox yourself from whatever they're doing to you. Yeah. I can watch the news because I know that after watching a news program, I can go and look in the mirror and to see what they've done to me and spend half an hour undoing it. Keep moving my hands. Yeah. Yeah. So next, this is a protection, yeah, that I want TIs to have. Yeah. We get perpetrated on by people. Um, it's not necessarily um, malice. Sometimes it's just ignorance. Sometimes these are tools, yeah, that are actually programmed to be a certain way, but they don't know that the way they are is actually harming other people. Yeah. Program since okay, yeah, exactly. Like Blessed just said in the chat, from when we're kids, we're programmed already. Yeah. One thing I wanted to add is like when we're programmed to see lying as a sin. Yeah, you know the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments do say that do not spread false testimony. Do not spread false testimony means you do not lie about others. It don't say nothing about lying about yourself, because Abraham lied about his wife when he was talking to Pharaoh. Lying about yourself is completely different. But in this world, if you start talking your business in front of people, they'll use it against you. So lying about yourself is the safest way to be. When I experienced the Christian apocalypse, yeah, yeah, loyalty. How are you, man? Yeah, yeah. Rose Naside. Yeah, so basically, when I witnessed the Christian apocalypse, yeah, I used to think that lying was a sin. But people used to ask me compromising questions when I'm in compromising situations. And when I know that somebody is going to use my information against me, yeah, God, I can't stop moving my hands. I've been done properly, you know. I don't know what program I was watching that did that, but I've been done properly. So I have to detox all of that. Yeah, and a little pinch I have to, yeah. So yeah, hi Anika. Yeah, so basically we've been conditioned from school all the way through life. We're conditioned to be a certain way. It enables capitalism to take place. Capitalism works that way. They need to give us habits, yeah, for the machine to work. We need to want the new products they have, and we need to have, they encourage us to become addicts, yeah. So but the only problem is there's side effects. Yeah, we get addicted to things. There's people who right now they feel like they want to die. Yeah, they can't go to the shops because all the electronic shops have been closed down, but they've been programmed to just want to go and buy dumb shit that you don't fucking need. Yeah, and we just have to watch this phenomenon is taking out a lot of people, man. There's people who acquire these infections in a way that could have been avoided. All you have to do is just examine yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and undo this shit. Yeah. um yeah, we do. The question of choice is very difficult. Yeah, even scientists have been investigating that. They apparently say that 7 seconds before you make a decision, um your subconscious makes the decision already. It has already made the decision for you. But I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I believe 7 seconds before you make a decision. Yeah, just think about that. That means if they're monitoring your mind, once they see the decision being made, yeah, they can change it. Yeah, they've got 7 seconds to change it. Yeah, before you actually know that you've made a decision. Yeah, that's very worrying. So if they're researching everything they've ever researched, yeah, everything they've ever researched, yeah, they will use against us. There will be. I'm not saying the system is all bad, but I'm just saying it's so big that the left hand can't see what the right hand is doing. Yeah. So there's gonna be pockets where people can be corrupt and give the impression, yeah, that they've got the whole system backing them. I just call their bluff because I know the system is not promoting themselves as being corrupt. It's just that there's little pockets in there that can't be seen. If they grow big enough, yeah, they will be seen and the system will actually sort itself out. But it's just that targeted individuals, we tend to be small in terms of economic, political, and social power. So they can turn up with two police vans and make themselves look like the whole police is against you, which is not true. I say fuck that. Yeah, like I got people where I live, yeah, that they're acting like they're gonna bitch out or something. They're acting like they're gonna give in to these suggestions. I'm like, fuck that. I don't give a fuck if two police vans come up. Bring more if you can, because I know if you bring three, yeah, your superiors are gonna find out, and you know you're gonna get caught for doing that. So you try and call their bluff. If you're telling me that I have to keep my window open for the beast from the east to start blasting cold air into this fucking house. And if I don't do it, you're gonna do me what? Yeah, I'm closing my fucking shit. You, anyway, so basically, the fight doesn't mean that you have to confront them. Yeah, it just means you stand your ground. Yeah, um, keep to your morals and principles. Don't let them compromise it because we know officially that's not the official line. The system does not say that anybody has a right to perpetrate on us. Yeah. Lion lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Yes, of course. So these techniques, well, it's up to you to decide if my hands are moving. It's up to you to decide if I'm lying, if my heart is pure. But I know my heart is pure. Some of the things we will have to do are things you associate with pagans. It's a bit like holy water. That's something we associate with pagans. But if you're doing it for the Almighty, yeah, if you're doing it for the Almighty, then it is it's if it's in line with the Almighty, it cannot be wrong. It cannot be wrong. Yeah. So basically, NLP techniques, yeah, are being used for evil, but we can use them for good. Yeah. There's people who spray holy water for good, but there's people who spray holy water which is unholy for evil purposes. Either way, you use the same technique, but you can use it for good. What I'm doing in this video is NLP, but I'm trying to undo everything that you can be doing to yourselves right now to bring about the spread of this disease. So you see, it's the same technique, yeah, my hand movement. It's the same technique, yeah, but I'm doing it for the good of mankind, not for the bad. Yeah. It's just about figuring out how to do it. Yeah. So hopefully I wouldn't have scratched myself all the way through this video. Yeah. Let me see. Uh, yeah. Justice, you probably uh, do have to stand up for your rights. In the UK, we do have equal rights. That's what I'm saying. So we're all guaranteed certain rights. So if somebody makes it appear that you don't have any rights, you call their bluff, because if they get big enough, they're going to run into people who are going to tell them to stop doing that. We've in the UK, we've had situations where there was a big inquiry about police violating private rights, and lots of policemen are doing time right now, 5, 6, 7 years, and that for hacking into people's privacy and selling their information to the media. That's happened. I can't go into it because obviously that's a national case or something. And then we're going, oh, Jody, you're into the internet entertainment industry. Yeah. So basically, entertainment industry is full of perpetrators. I'm not saying your situation is funny. It's not funny at all because we're kind of into entertainment right now. Yeah. Yeah. Blessed. Hypnosis is used on a daily basis. We don't know. The thing is, we're naturally designed to hypnotize each other. We don't know. I don't know. I call it malignorance. which is malice or ignorance, I don't know. It's a combination of both. Maybe superposition. Yeah. But maybe superposition. Yeah. So we can't accuse people without actually finding out if they're being malicious or if they're victims themselves, if they're tools that are being used to spread disease. Yeah. Yeah. But I just want people to just give up the need for comfort, because right now, as I've been going through this video, I've wanted to scratch myself so bad. Yeah, you don't understand. Like, it's like all over the place. It's like like, forget my arm movement here, 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 here. My arm now started. Yeah. But it just goes away after a while. Yeah. So if you find yourself doing it, identify what you're doing for half an hour, and then spend the next 1 hour sitting there deliberately not doing it. Now you're undoing the programming. Forgive the hand movement. I'm somebody who has been naturally programmed. That doesn't feel good anyway. So I might have been popping against people without even knowing it. So I've been naturally programmed to be very animated, and it's sometimes it's not useful to do that. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely trying to use it for good. I'm definitely trying to use it for good, because I can't. I just hate seeing people dying for dumb shit reasons. Things which can be prevented. Things which are in our hands. Yeah, there's things which are out of our hands, but these are things which are in our hands. Things we can do something about. Yeah, it's just it's this the slightest touch, like a Midas touch. Yeah, the slightest thing, yeah, can make such a big difference. Yeah, so we don't need to be catching this thing at the rate that we're catching it at. Yeah, we can just we just do. You don't fight. There's no point fighting. You just deal with yourself, man. Deal with yourself. It's simple as that. If we all deal with ourselves, yeah, then they will have to resort to more drastic measures, and then we'll deal with those when they turn up. Yeah, we will see if we deal with this situation of the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon. If we can nip that in the bud, as we say here in the UK, if we can nip that in the bud, then they will obviously resort to something else, like these new technologies, which I won't mention, that they're trying to introduce. I know how that's going to work. That's going to work in conjunction with the microwave attacks that they're subjecting us to. It's going to work in conjunction with that. It's actually, it's like a, what do you call it? MRI scan, or one of those scans. It's actually going to scan your body to detect areas which can be, how should I say, exploited, or yeah, exploited for their gains. It's about making you afraid of things. Yeah. Yeah, here people are destroying the 5G towers in the UK. I haven't started talking about that because my way of dealing with it is a more spiritual one. Yeah, because I know that nature reacts to our consciousness. This is research they can't do because you can't prove it one way or another. Yeah, so my way of doing that is to meditate real hard and try to affect uh, the electromagnetic devices that are surrounding me or that are being used against me. In the end, that is the journey that I'm going towards. Yeah. So when I get there, hopefully, it's a bit like how should I put it? I'm training my mind. It's a bit like shamanistic, like a shaman would do, or shaman. I don't know how you pronounce that. So I'm taking my mind through a journey where hopefully by the end of it, I'll be able to uh, remotely destroy any electromagnetic device that's used or pointed at me, um, or compromise it, yeah, in some way. Yeah, that's the journey that I want to. I know it sounds fantastical and it sounds far-fetched, but it's a long journey. Yeah, I've got the rest of my life, and it's like this. Yeah, reach for the sky, reach for the stars. Yeah, but if you get the sky, that wasn't so bad, was it now? Yeah. So I'm gonna aim for that, and wherever I get to, I'm sure it won't be so bad. Because the Almighty knows all I'm trying to do is clear my mind, trying to avoid being used like this. Yeah. But the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon, does not involve hold on a minute. Free will is a gift from God and sees all, he sees the misuse of them. Yeah, of course, yeah. So basically, we prefer to live in a world where there's choice, because would you have liked to have a world which had no choice in it? Yeah. What kind of world would that be? We'll all be like potatoes in it. Like we'll be drones. Like, yeah, you need choice. The only problem is with choice, there has to be good and evil. Yeah. So when you ask the Almighty, why does the Almighty let evil happen? Yeah. That's like asking the Almighty, why does He let choice happen? Yeah. Because if you stop evil from happening, that's like Him saying that you don't have a choice. So He lets evil happen so that we can have a choice. So it's a bit sad. So, but then you have to say, is it better to live in a world without evil? That's like saying, is it better to live in a world without choice? Yeah. Now I don't know. I don't know. I like my choices. I like being different. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in a world where we're all identical clones. Yeah. That do the same thing. Yeah. On time, like, like on schedule. Yeah. I wouldn't like to be in a world like that. Yeah. No. Speakers corner. That's why. No, I've never actually been on there, and it gets political. Like I think next level mentioned this. There's also a competitive spirit within the targeted individual community. Whenever it becomes competitive, I try to diffuse that. I never involve myself with competing with others about who has been targeted the most, who knows the most about being a targeted individual, because everyone's point of look at that, I'm fucking rubbing my hand now. Everyone's point of view. It took me time to notice that. Yeah. Everyone's point of view is valid. No. Everyone's point of view is valid. Yeah. And if you, I mean, remember the old saying, yeah? When you point at someone, you've actually got three fingers pointed at you, right? So before you start pointing fingers, you have to look at yourself. Yeah. Now, at Speaker's Corner, they become political, and once they become political and competitive, the system starts to get involved. The system starts to help those who feel left out, or who feel disgruntled, or who feel like they've lost out. That's how we invite them in. And if you're in the entertainment industry, that's how we invite them in. You could do a boom tune, yeah, tune where everybody thinks it's nice, yeah, and then you could have somebody else who feels left out or feels like they lost out. That's the person that's going to call these secret societies into the game. Yeah, they were invited in. Yeah, they create a scenario where you invite them in. So if you can't control your jealousy, if we all agree that if you lose out, don't be so desperate as to invite these people in, because once they're in, you cannot get them out. It's like Dracula. If you don't invite them into your own home, they don't come in. But once they're in there, how the fuck you gonna get them out? Yeah, people get so desperate for this shit, yeah, that they invite these secret societies in, and of course they'll kill other people for you, but they'll need a sacrifice from you. It's about fighting your inner demons, your jealousies, your envy, yeah, without having to call people to help you with that. Yeah. My motto is, if I can't do it with my own two hands, yeah, I just leave. It's not worth doing. If you need somebody else to help you get something done, it's not worth doing. Yeah. So try and rise without compromising yourself. And if you don't rise, yeah, then the Almighty didn't want you to get that. But that's all right. The Almighty only gives you as much as what you can handle. Yeah, it's a choice for sometimes someone else. Yeah, for you to say that somebody else is making the choice for you, that's fucked up. Yeah, but you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. If you're a TI, you need a psychiatrist. I've been through that route. I told you the psychiatrist couldn't really handle my mind. They recommended I see a parapsychologist. I've been through that route. The thing is, I can prove. I have certain proofs about the mind-to-mind communication channels that people take for granted, and unless you've talked to me face to face, yeah, and I've done my meditation, yeah, and you've sensed it, Yeah, you can't actually just say that I have a psychological problem, because I did fail the psychiatric evaluation test, but I'm not in a straitjacket. How is that? Yeah, because the psychiatrist stood there face to face with me. Yeah, and I did something in my mind, and he knows. Yeah, he knows that he picked it up. He couldn't section me after that. They couldn't really handle my mind, you know. Yeah. So, but yes, we do have psychological issues, but a psychological issue is not the worst thing you can go through in life. A psychological issue is like, how would you put it? In terms of severity, is like uh, a minor scratch compared to a cut. Yeah, things can get worse than that. A psychological issue is something that is within our hands. Yeah, that's something we can manage. That's something we can actually take steps. We can develop coping methods to manage with it. Like, most psychological issues develop from depression and anxiety. Anxiety is something that they manipulate into us. They will deny you happiness in your life, yeah, by making sure that that you suspect everyone in your life, yeah. And if you don't suspect them, they'll give you a reason. They will condition people in your life through the monkey see, monkey do phenomenon, yeah, to become perpetrators in your life, to give you a reason to suspect them, which will raise your anxiety. Your anxiety is adrenaline. That will bring your adrenaline levels up, yeah. When it brings your adrenaline levels up, if they stay there long enough, that will reduce your serotonin, which is in your mind. Once your serotonin is reduced in your mind, you're going to need dopamine, happiness in your life. But if they make sure you never see anything happy, you never have any success in your life, you never get the dopamine, which is another chemical, to rise up in your mind, to raise the serotonin in your mind. When the serotonin stays down, depression and paranoia kicks in. But we can do something about that though, can't we? Yeah. Little successes that you have in your life mean a lot. Yeah. Fuck, making myself a meal that looks nice, yeah, makes me feel like I've achieved something, yeah. That gives me the dopamine, yeah, that helps raise my serotonin, yeah. So we've got coping methods. So the psychiatrist also gave me coping methods, and I use those, yeah. Now, dealing with anxiety is tricky, because sometimes you really need to be anxious about the situation. If you're standing in the middle of the road and the car's coming towards you, and you're like, I don't want to believe that this car is going to hit me, because that's paranoid. No, your body starts to get anxious because you can clearly see that there's a car going to hit you. Yeah. If you ignore that, that motherfucker. So, anyway, anxiety is not bad all the time. Yeah. Truth is truth and lie is lie. Mm, it's not that clear cut. Let's just say the truth is subjective and relative to the observer. It depends on where you're looking at things from. Yeah. If forgive the expressions, if I'm looking at my hand from this side, it looks like that, but you're seeing it from that side. So if I'm looking at it from this side and I tell you that this hand, yeah, is white, you're gonna tell me shut the fuck up. You're chatting shit. But you're not seeing that shit. Yeah. So the truth is subjective, yeah, and relative to the observer. Yeah. So those of you who are looking at things from the other side of town are seeing a different picture from those from this side of town. So when you speak your truth, it's irrelevant to your point of view. Yeah, this is your point of view. Yeah, I'm scratching my leg now. Fuck that shit. This is your point of view. Yeah, imagine you scratch your leg, now you want to scratch. No, no, no. Yeah. So your point of view can never be wrong. Yeah. Even if somebody says that what you're saying is a lie, unless they're seeing it through your eyes, they can't say that. They can't say that. No one's point of view is wrong. Yeah. They You can't call someone a lie unless you come and sit on their fucking lap and look at the world from where their eyes are seeing it. Yeah, but I don't encourage you to sit on each other's lap, not during these times. Maintain social distance. Yeah. um Delusions are delusions. Mm, I'll give you that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. What if the psychiatrist is corrupt and a bastard liar? Luckily for me, mine was not. Luckily for me, he was somebody that was, the fact that he showed me, yeah, that he was not gonna be silly, because I can get very, very silly, yeah. Because if you're in my mind, yeah, I can do stuff to you. So luckily he didn't go the silly route, and he showed me that he understands that phenomenon does exist, but that phenomenon needs investigating. So it's best to go to a parapsychologist or someone who's into noetic sciences that can investigate that phenomenon. Yeah. So they are genuine psychiatrists. Obviously, their interest is their interest here is not about your mental illness. That's got nothing to do with it. It's about how you cope. Yeah, there's people who are sick as fuck, but they don't go around attacking others. They don't go around um, doing socially unacceptable things. As long as you're not doing those things, yeah, you're all right. But you're not all right. You're not all right, but you're all right. Yeah, because you're not reacting to it in a destructive way. So whatever you got in your head, you're in control of it. Yeah. All the psychiatrist is interested in is, are you in control of it? Is what you're experiencing gonna cause you to go out there and start murdering people? Yes, then you need to be in a straitjacket. No, then what the fuck you bothering me for? So it's like that. So I'm glad it was like that. Yeah. University won't address is that physics? I don't know, but the FBI government clearly uses them, or psychics, and CERN is a clear example of understanding the things in the world. Yeah, of course, there is a point where physics and consciousness meet. Yeah, because um, things that exist are always bounded by things that don't exist. But how could something that exists have a boundary, yeah, that doesn't exist? Yeah. So things are in superposition. Yeah. You can't have existence without non-existence. So they came up with the Higgs boson. They saw the field, yeah, which is the non-existing part of it, and now they need to see the particle. I don't know if they've seen the particle by now, yeah, because the Higgs boson is the one that creates the force particles and the mass particles, yeah. The force particles, photons, gravitons, things we can't see, yeah, but know are there. Like your consciousness is something that you can't see, ever see. It's like a photon. You can never see it, but you can only see it from seeing how it interacts with other things. Yeah. So if you're sitting there and you look you're looking at a table with this piece of paper on it, the windows are closed, there's no wind, there's nothing, and then it does that. You have to ask yourself, what produced the force that made it do that? Yeah. Then you deduce that there's a ghost in the frigging house. Yeah. Which means you deduce that there's a consciousness there. Yeah. So we can deduce consciousness from the way it interacts with nature, but we can never see it. It's not something that has mass. Yeah. But yet, if you close your eyes and you've just woken up, before you realize the rest of the universe, you know you're there. The only thing you know exists is your consciousness, because you're that. But to understand how it exists is to find out that it doesn't exist. It's just its existence is in the force, the forces that it produces when it acts on things. Yeah, that's its existence in a nutshell. Um, where does your consciousness exist? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the concept of existence is flawed. Yeah, to ask the question of existence, what is existence? Just existence itself, the concept is flawed. It's just silly. Yeah, there's no such thing as existence. Yeah, trying to define it is silly. Yeah, so what you're going to realize, what you're going to find out when you try to define existence, is that existence doesn't exist and it exists at the same time. Yeah. Which means everything is in a state of not existing and existing at the same time. Yeah. When you see it, that's when it exists and it stops non existing. Yeah. When you look at the double slit and you look to see where the photon's going through, that's when it exists. Before then, uh, uh, it's kind of everywhere at the same time. Yeah. So existence is a concept that only applies when you look. When you don't look, it's obsolete. When you're not looking, the concept of existence is just silly. Yeah. It only applies when you're existence is. I wasn't calling you silly, by the way, blessed. I wasn't calling you silly. Yeah. I'm just saying, as a scientist, I've grown to real, because I've gone through this existence question. As a scientist, I've grown to realize that when I start, it's a bit like when you do have those real problems in your mind and you try to come back to normal. When I went through those problems, not the psychiatric ones, those are just minor. The problems, yeah. Um, this was before the Matrix got put out. When I went through those Matrix like problems, yeah, we didn't have the movie back then, so how the fuck was I supposed to know? When I went through those problems, I knew things weren't right. So when I tried to bring myself back to normal, I was chasing normal. I was chasing normal. I was trying to be normal, but then I realized that the concept of normal is silly. It doesn't. Normal is like waking up or going to sleep. You don't know when you're asleep. You just find yourself in it. You don't know when you've become normal. You just find yourself in it. Yeah. You don't know when you're existing. When you become existent, you just find yourself in it. You see what I mean? Yeah. Yes, they were problems with existence because I wa- yeah, let's just say I experience problems when it comes to existence, not my existence. Your existence. But I won't go into it. I'm going to... no, not yet. But let's just say it looked like the film Matrix before the film Matrix came out. That's what prompted me to go to a psychiatrist, and they didn't know what the fuck it was. So what they did, they, they put me on a sedative before they could, so that they can find out what it is. Yeah. And I said, because I was an intelligent man, I was actually starting uni. So I said, okay, that makes sense because this is freaking me out, yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to start becoming violent. So I took a sedative and they couldn't find out what that was. Yeah. Once it had left, what was left behind was the paranoia, the things we can't handle. That's what was left behind. Yeah, that's like a little pinprick compared to a major ass cut. Yeah, that I can do if you had to give me a choice to either live in that experience of existence or have this schizotype thing. I would choose the schizotype thing. It's that fucking scary. Yeah. So this is the mental illness is a blessing compared to that shit. Yeah. So um knowing what you know, would you take the red? Um it appears as if the red pill was given to me by force because I never chose to experience existence in that way. I just started experiencing it that way. Yeah. But once you know that, you can never unknow it. Yeah. Um, so would I take the red pill or blue pill, knowing what I know now? Um, I've yet to decide, because what I've seen, yeah, the way the corruption I've seen in this world, and the way they play with our minds, yeah, where they turn you into puppets and tools, and things they kill when they're throwing tantrums, yeah, and people they use like toilet paper or fucking Kleenex tissue, yeah. Having seen that, but the thing is, it was so fucking scary. um, uh, I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I can't answer that now, blessed. I can't. Yeah. So you had a gift. I don't think it was. I don't know if it was a gift. Uh, mm, a gift that I couldn't control. Mm, mm. Um, Thanks for saying that. Just ticking off different things in my head. hmm hmm Let me process that. Let me process that. Yeah. Um, you were taught to fear your existence as many others. Yeah, that's deep. Uh, Apparently, apparently so. Because I was from a Christian upbringing, I'm pretty sure I was taught to fear my existence the way existence really is. Yeah. And what we're looking at now, this is not it. This is far from it. We're only seeing, um, you call it three dimensions, but I call it one. We're only seeing one dimension of time. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I've said too much. Yeah. Listen, it's been nice talking. I'm going to process some of what you said to me. Blessed. Is that right? Blessed or blessed? I like to say blessed, blessed. One love, one love. Yeah. We should stop doing that for now, by the way, because you're scratching yourself, and yeah, you just stop doing all that for now. Yeah, yeah. Hand movements, control those. I hope when I look back at this, I would have controlled most of my um, uh, uh, um, subconscious things, which I'm doing to perpetrate against myself. Yeah, I'm gonna end this stream. I want to control what I'm saying, and I feel like I'm revealing too much, and I'm becoming very anxious about that. So I'll stop right now, and we'll talk to each other soon. Thank you for watching.